Kyrie drugged George Hill and Giannis with him under the basket and passed to Ben Simmons. He even pulled Giannis' shoulder so he couldn't contest. Ben was wide open before Jrue Holiday could get there, but instead of shooting, he passed to Kevin Durant. Then the mics picked up Kyrie.
Seam drops it off. Simmons.
KD made the shot, but Kai was obviously frustrated. And of course, the video of Kyrie yelling at Ben went viral.
Drops it off. Simmons.
But then, when he had time to collect his thoughts after the game, this is what he said to the media.
When I passed it to him, I felt like he had a layup at the rim. And I looked him eye to eye and I was like, shoot it, Ben. And of course, again, it's just a clip. You know, it's a full game that we can look at.
Yeah, except it would be just a clip if this wasn't Ben Simmons. This is a guy who passed up a dunk with Trae Young guarding him. This time, it was Grayson Allen. What Kyrie is doing is called gaslighting. It's when you tell somebody a lie and then tell them they're crazy. If this was any other player, I would believe Kyrie. But with Ben Simmons, it's not just a clip. Oh, but the last thing that Kyrie said got the most attention.
So you guys keep coming in here asking me, like, what about Ben? What about Ben? And it's just, he hasn't played in 2 years. Give him a chance. You know what I mean? We stay on his stay on. I wish I could say other words because I'm from Jersey, but we stay on him. And like, you just stay on him, and we're just here to give him positive affirmations while he's out there and just let him hoop.
That is what you say after you've had time to think of like a nice political answer. And I get it, like you don't want to give the media more drama to go on, but we all heard how Kai actually feels in the moment. But the problem with Ben is mostly mental. But first, my information has been safe on the dark web recently. I haven't had a leak since May 25th. Yes! And I know this because of today's sponsor, Aura. And you have heard me talk about Aura before. They are the app I use to protect my data from hackers and scammers and spammers. So what are you doing to protect yourself? If the answer is nothing, I highly recommend you try Aura. Here's how it works. Aura continuously monitors the dark web, looking for your emails, your passwords, your social security numbers, and they send alerts to you fast to your phone or your email whenever they find anything. Aura also gives you near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries, like if somebody is opening a loan or a credit card in your name. They automatically send requests on your behalf to data brokers to remove your information, helping reduce the amount of spam and robocalls you get. Plus, their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browser history and personal info safe and encrypted, and their antivirus software will block malware and viruses before they infect your devices. Identity theft is so common. There's a new victim every 14 seconds, and it costs the average victim over $1,000. Since I've been talking to you, 3 people have had their identity stolen. So protect your family and yourself from identity theft. Go to aura.com/amhoops. Also, that is linked below in the description. If you sign up right now, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial with my link so you can see for yourself how many times Aura finds you or your family members' info on the dark web. And if you sign up, let me know in the comments below if your personal info has been compromised. You will not regret checking. Thanks again to Aura. That is why you pass up a dunk on Grayson Allen. Kyrie says to give him time, but it's not like Kawhi dealing with an ACL tear. He's dealing with a mental block. There's no timetable for that. Ben is afraid to take shots because he doesn't want to go to the free throw line. His field goal attempts have declined every year to 5 per game, which is insane. And it's not just 3-pointers. He barely drives to the rim. He is afraid to get fouled. This year, he is 3 for 9 from the free throw line. Some of it is physical, a little bit like defense. He has 18 fouls and just 21 points. That'll come back when he gets into shape. But the problem is he makes so much money, they can't afford for him to be a black hole on offense. Normally, a guy on a max contract is lethal, you know, like Giannis, who Ben actually compared himself to recently. Fans are gonna say I can't shoot regardless. Even if I hit a shot, what are they gonna say? I still can't. I can't make everybody happy, you know? That's like saying, can Giannis shoot? Can he? Well, since you asked, Ben, yes, he can. Here's Giannis' shot chart from 2016, mostly in the paint with a little bit from 3. But year after year, he expands it to be above average in the mid-range. And he's still shooting from 3. At At least he tries. Also, if you look at those charts side by side, 2016 and 2022, he's taking a lot less of the bad shots. So he knows his weakness and he's being smart about it. But comparing Ben Simmons to Giannis is hilarious. There is no comparison. If we know anything about the Greek Freak, he adds something to his game every offseason. It's what the best players do. He's everything you would want in a superstar. Humble, yet dominant. Competitive, yet loyal. Do you remember the Bucks 2021 title run? Fans were counting to 10 because Giannis was struggling so much at the free throw line. And what did he do in the last game? He hit 17 of 19 free throws to win Finals MVP. Giannis is actually the exact opposite of Ben Simmons. He is a worker. He works on his weaknesses. Do not ever compare yourself to Giannis. But Kyrie is frustrated, and the sad thing is, I think we're seeing an elite player who is completely broken now and will never come back. In Philly, remember there was a question about, well, would you keep Joel and would you keep Ben? And it was actually split. It's because Ben could score in bunches. He once scored 42 points on Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert, taking 26 shots. That guy is so far gone, I can't even remember what he looks like. The problem is mental, not physical. And Ben just doesn't have people around him who will tell him the harsh truth. He used to have that with Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers, but look at what happened when they spoke up. He literally gave up on the team and demanded a trade. Now he's got a coach in Steve Nash who told the media, quote, "I don't care if he ever shoots a jump shot. That's not what makes him special." That is exactly what Ben Simmons wants to hear. And he's got so much money, he can afford to surround himself with yes men in his personal life and avoid criticism. I mean, that comment about Giannis says it all. Ben thinks everyone else is the problem and not him. But the thing that proved to me that Ben is broken forever is what he said on the JJ Redick podcast. Once I saw this, I knew the old Ben was never coming back.
Get off my case. Like, I do other stuff too. Like, I'm guarding the best players. And that's one thing I don't think people respect that enough. Like, what I'm bringing to the court.
He won't admit that it's a huge problem. Don't they see me doing everything else? Yeah, but the first step of overcoming any issue is to admit that there's an issue, which you can't do. The biggest example of this that I know is in like addiction. And I know that's like an extreme example, but for me, I had that problem when I was in high school. Then by some miracle, I could actually see that there was a serious problem, and now I've been sober for 16 years. But along that time, I've known hundreds of people who could never truly admit that there was an issue, and they are still suffering. Ben's issue is a lot less serious, it's just a jump shot, but it could ruin his team. The biggest example was in Game 4 against Atlanta in 2021. Joel Embiid hurt his knee, Ben took 0 shots in the fourth quarter. Ended up going 0 for 0 in the fourth quarter of the last 4 games. All of that because he's afraid to get fouled and shoot free throws. That is a mental issue he may never get fixed because he will not admit it's even an issue. This is a guy that I think peaked in his first 4 seasons with no major injury. That doesn't happen. But Ben keeps saying, look at everything else I do. Well, not shooting hurts everything else he does. When he's afraid to shoot or even drive to the rim to get fouled, the defense knows it, and they can defend all of his passes a lot more effectively. And Kyrie is already frustrated this early in the season. It is a long season. And as long as Ben doesn't see there's a problem and he's getting told exactly what he wants from his head coach, nothing will get fixed. The best video I saw on this topic was by Swish Out. He's another NBA YouTuber. If you guys don't know about him, you have got to go check him out. Every single thing he says in his video about Ben Simmons, I think is 100% true, so check it out.